The governor of the department made a visit to the departmental assembly to ask deputies to work together in the process of approving resources.
Good evening, Lisa, and all the people who are connected with us in Teleislas News. Well, this morning, Governor Everett Hawkins went to the departmental assembly to talk to the deputies to tell them that they have to work together to get to an agreement to can make an adjustment to the budget of the development plan, all for a new beginning. One time the governor came out of the assembly, we talked to him, and that is what he told us to the cameras of Teleislas News.
We simply came here to put ourselves at the order of the deputies to work together and to be able to make an economic and effective reactivation as established in Resolution 077 of the Ministry. We want the community not to be deprived of the opportunity to have these resources irrigated in the economy for the execution of important projects such as the hospital without more than 29,000 million, and we believe that we will have for the first time in history a first-level hospital in less than a year and a half with all the equipment and with all the areas enabled.
The governor also mentioned that this addition is of vital importance for sports as well as educational projects.
There is the issue of scholarships, the housing project included, which is important for the department, then also included the hospital for Old Providence, which we will need, and there are resources from the Ministry of Health for which we are waiting on.
Very important to mention too that Hawkins say that if they adjust this budget of the development plan all for a new beginning, they can make a lot more employees in our department. This will help with the reactivation of the economy. This is all information we report from now, but in one central broadcast we will bring more information about this event. Continue listening in studio with more information.
Pay much attention to the following note. According to the Institute of Hydrology, Meteorology and Environmental Studies, IDEAM, there is a possibility that in the next few days there will be a low-pressure formation in the Caribbean Sea.
According to the last report issued by IDEAM and the National Hurricane Center, studies of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Office, a tropical wave currently located over the Caribbean Sea is expected to gradually develop to form a broad low-pressure area as it moves over the next few days to the west of the Caribbean Sea. The system currently has a 50% probability of cyclonic formation in the western Colombian Caribbean Sea for the next 5 days. Although it will not directly affect the country or its keys, it could increase cloudiness and rainy conditions with probable thunderstorms. IDEAM will continue to monitor and report any changes that may occur. The port captaincy also informs that it will continue to monitor the oceanic and atmospheric conditions of the Caribbean Sea.
And the National Civil Registry of the Republic, in the beginning of the work for the 2022 election, establishes the voting sites in San Andres, and we continue with more information.
The National Civil Registry, by means of a communique with this new agency, informs that there will be no change in the electoral political division for Congress of the Republic, Presidency, and Vice Presidency of the next elections. The 4 zones will be maintained with the 5 current voting stations in the archipelago, located in the Bolivariano Institute, Natania School, Brooks Hill School, San Luis Coliseum, Luis Amigo School, and the Esfuerzo School and the Departmental Prison. It's worth noting that these elections are scheduled for May 29 of 2022, and there is a deadline to register the ballots in the case of congressional elections until January 13 of 2022, and in the case of the presidential elections until March 29 of the same year. Let us be reminded that the citizenship card issued before 1988 that are not in the electoral census must be registered, and the new cards issued up of 4 months before the elections are registered when they are used.
And the departmental government, through the Health Secretariat, seeks to help users of Sanitas Health Promotion Agency to form an association of users.
The Superintendents of Health in alliance with the Departmental Health Secretariat will carry out an activity this Thursday 26 with the users of Sanitas Health Promotion Agency with the purpose of forming a users association to defend the rights and interests of the affiliates.
This 26th of August, Thursday evening 2:30, we are convocating all of UNO users from Sanitas with a meeting that we have with the Superintendencia de Salud to convocate all the people and make up an association for health for Sanitas. That meeting going to be at the Vive Digital in Surrey Bay, 2:30 the evening. You can come and participate, you can come and meet with us and know about the law, the resolution, and how to get up good association for our Sanitas.
With the creation of this association, the users of this health promotion agency will be able to watch over the quality of the service and the defense of the user.
And in order to improve the tourist services offered at the Big Pond and Blowing Hole tourism sites, the Secretary of Tourism is advising businesses proposals and adaptation plans for both places. Here are the details.
First of all, the Secretary of Tourism, Jonathan Taylor, indicated the actions to be implemented at the Big Pond Lagoon regarding the provision of tourism services.
Venimos trabajando con el viceministerio.
We have been working with the Vice Ministry of Tourism on a proposal where we are going to prepare a document on the carrying capacity of the site. We have been working on a booklet for tourist guides, and we are planning to make adjustments to the public infrastructure that the lagoon currently has.
In the same line, the official emphasized the importance of having police security at the lagoon.
Tenemos varios kioscos donde vamos a articular para que tengamos.
We have several kiosks where, in addition to the point of information and delivery of maps of the island to tourists, we can also adapt security in coordination with the police so that there is permanence of officers to ensure visitors' safety.
Finally, the head of the portfolio highlighted the work being carried out with the tourist providers of the Blowing Hole.
Es una propuesta donde estamos buscando que se unan como.
The proposal is for them to unite and no longer talk about Sector 1, 2, or 3, but to be a single tourist area. For this, we are seeking for them to be associated through a legal figure, such as a cooperative or an association, where they can have common funds that can be used to invest in infrastructure improvements or conditioning of the site.
With the proposal of the tourism portfolio to the providers of the Blowing Hole tourist site, it is encouraged that with the resources that they receive as a legal figure, they can implement sculptures and cultural displays such as typical dances, among others.
And at the press conference, the commander of the police department announced that they continue to work in different prevention activities throughout the department.
The purpose of these prevention activities is to reach all the neighborhoods of the island in order to raise awareness in the community about different topics such as childhood and the consumption of drugs and the prevention of criminal acts.
We continue to develop prevention activities. We continue to generate approach particularity in some sectors. We are reaching out to our quadrants with door-to-door work, and we are managing to reach these sectors and develop activities in which we seek to protect our children and adolescents. In addition, we are guiding them and telling them how important it is to use their time and make the most of it.
The commander highlights within the community work the famous community Sancocho, held over the weekend in the neighborhood known as Santana, which strengthened the bonds of brotherhood with this community of the island.
Now we continue with all the sport news of our department.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. Gold medal for the men's selection and bronze for the women's selection of handball of the archipelago. The men's handball team defeated the Valle team 38-26 in the final to win the gold medal. And in the women's division, Valle was crowned champion after defeating Bogotá 39-9, while the Islanders took the bronze medal after defeating Team Colombia 29-10. Coach Jonathan Rubio gave us more details.
Thank God we were able to fulfill the main objective, which was to retain the title with the men's team. The women's team was in third place, and apart from that, we took two more teams, which are the junior category of the Colombian national team and the junior men's team of the Colombian national team. I think overall it was an excellent tournament with the accumulation of the 3 qualifiers. San Andres, both in the female and male categories, was in the first place of the 3 qualifiers, which means that the objective of being champions in the national games is our main goal.
These victories are a source of pride for the Islanders in handball, according to Coach Rubio. By the hand of Professor Carlos Julio Moreno, athletes prepare for the next Ironman test in the beaches of San Luis. Triathlon and swimming are sports that are growing in our insular department. The Ocean Man Race is a competition where national and international athletes participate, and San Andres will be once again the venue for this spectacular event. That is why, with the help of Professor Carlos Julio Moreno, the athletes are preparing in the final stretch for this next Ocean Man event. In this way, and with more details, Professor Carlos Julio Moreno told us.
The objective is that we are in the final stretch for the Ocean Man test. We have 8 participants who will participate in 5, in 2,000, in 5,000 and 10,000 meters. And the last practices or tests were made the previous weekends, and now we are doing work here on the beaches of Paradise in working against currents. The goal of this is that we have the opportunity that several athletes can qualify for the World Ocean Man in Cancun, Mexico. We are managing and doing the process with the government, since the government has always done the work of supporting the overseas group. At this moment, we are finishing a process for next weekend to make the Ocean Man.
Professor Carlos Julio is anxiously awaiting the support of the departmental administration for his participation in this great event. And this is all in sports for the moment. I am Victor Fusalba, Teleislas News.
Thank you, Victor. Now we continue with the weather forecast. The weather forecast for today, August 24th, in the coastal area of Archipelago, the sky is mainly cloudy. Temperature is 26 degrees Celsius with winds from the northeast direction, with intensities of 14 km per hour. Humidity forecast is of 84%, and probability of precipitation is of 21%.